Welcome to Head Reach Tarot with me, Deborah. This is for the sign of Aquarius. We are asking a ancestor of yours, which is a passed on loved one that you may know, or it can also be a somebody that you haven't met but is from your family lineage, meaning they're in your DNA. Okay, so they will come in and they do actually help us more than what we think they do, to guide us at this time in this reading and to talk about something that may be happening in your life that they actually could be helping you with, or even wanting to give you advice on. So let's have a look and see. First of all, we are starting off with the situation. A couple of cards have already fallen as I was talking to you, and I'm going to show you each one of these cards up close. Okay, so first card that came out, which is a situation, quite interestingly enough, is protection guardian. So something is being protected for you, some situation or some dream that you have, or something around you is being protected. With regards to an obstacle, it is the arrow, and what you need to know is water guardian. What you need to do is the stag. What you need to release is animal guardian, and the advice coming in for you here is shaman, trust in higher forces. For you, you do have a female passed on loved one that's coming in here. Could have been in your family tree, or this can be somebody that you know. I'm going to get a little bit more information out for you. I do feel like this is connected to you on an emotional level somehow, some way. This person who's coming in somehow is emotionally tied to you. So I feel like there was love there between you and this person. This could have been grandmother, it could have been even another family member that you may know. For somebody, this could have even been somebody like a sister, to be honest. Hey? There's a very interesting connection between you and this person. So they're protecting something with you that has got to do with how you're feeling in this world. So your emotions. And I feel like you have got a little bit of an energy where you are not trusting a choice that you may be making or need to make. Okay, so let's see what cards align with this, and I can show you all the cards. Three of Cups with the protection guardian, definitely emotion. Page of Swords with the arrow. Wow, okay, that's quite interesting. The water guardian, King of Wands. Stag, we've got magician. Animal guardian, I'm curious. Seven of Cups, I understand. The shaman coming in here with Knight of Wands. We've got a King of Wands and a Knight of Wands. So you may be connecting to a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It does kind of show up here, even with the stag energy. It kind of reminds me of Sagittarius's energy as well, for some reason. Protection guardian, drop your shields. So this is about some kind of emotional way that you are living in your life. You may be afraid, for some of you guys, I'm going to talk about a couple of different things with regards to what's going on here with this energy that's coming in from this ancestor. And I feel I'm going to talk about what's not in the cards. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what I keep on feeling from this passed on loved one. And they're talking about you and the knocks that you've received, situations that have happened in your life here. It's not one thing. It's like what this person did, what happened at work, and this is, what happened with situations in your life. Family, things that unfolded in the family, events that took place, that it seems to me like you're holding it in your mind, all of these things. And it's like you think about them, and you think about people, and you think about what has happened, and you think about life in general. And there's a part of you that somehow has either lost trust or put like a bit of a wall around yourself. You're just not trusting anymore. And you're also tired of being in this energy of being shut off from everybody, or being protective of yourself, or not being open to the world. And it's like you want to come out of this feeling that you're carrying. You want to somehow step out of where you put yourself to be safe, or just to be in this protective area. And at the same time, you want to be free of it. It's almost like you built yourself a tower, to protect yourself. And the tower now has become your own jail. It's like you've got yourself in this world and you don't know how to get out. For a lot of you, I almost feel quite an isolation feeling, very isolated, very alone, not really connecting. So that is relative to each human being. Some people can be highly isolated and totally loving it. You know what I'm saying? Other people can be isolated, they can be okay, but there's also an aspect as if they're not living their life to the fullest. So I feel like there's this energy. It's a very interesting energy. I feel like you've protected yourself here. It literally says drop your shields. But because you've protected yourself, you've also prevented experiences from getting to you that can be very positive. And that's the one thing we need to be so careful of. I know, being a hedge witch as well, the first thing when you start your journey in any kind of like spiritual path, especially somebody like me, the first thing we learn or we start doing is protection. You know, we start to understand, wow, there's a lot of stuff happening around us here. We need to protect ourselves. So we start protecting ourselves. And then we also learn a little bit later on down the line, if you overprotect yourself, you will also prevent what one wants to come to you that is good from getting to you. So there has to be a balance that gets found here. What the issue being here, I feel like this is showing a obstacle, and it's got to do with direction, which is quite interesting. So I kind of feel like you do have ideas that you want to work on. You do have beginnings that you want to start. There could be even relationships that want to come in towards you, with the Page of Swords being here. But at the same time, it does say here, surround yourself with protective energy. Again, protection, guardian. You see what I'm saying? And it's almost as if when something new comes towards you, you're really, really afraid to take a chance on something, or you're really afraid to let anybody in because you are protecting yourself. It's like it's risky for you to have anybody come towards you, or it's risky for you to try something new. You can see in the card that what she's doing there, she is literally walking across this chasm here, you know, on the sword, a double-edged sword on top of it. So it's like you're afraid to move forward in case you fall, or in case you make a mistake, you know what I mean? And what you need to know here, you've got two amazing energies. You've got Water Guardian coming in here, which is connect with your emotions, okay? And you've got the King of Wands, water, fire. Okay, so with the connecting of your emotions, I feel like there is a fulfilledness inside of you that's not being fulfilled. You know what I mean? There's an energy of you not having had a lot of emotional experiences anymore. Maybe you did before and they were not so good. So now you're being very careful to prevent yourself from getting hurt. But at the same time, you may not be experiencing the joy of life. You may not be experiencing the creativity of life, the excitement of life, the adventure of life as well. So there needs to be a look here, excuse me, at your emotions and how you are currently feeling, and how that makes you feel should be your driving motivation and direction. Because the King of Wands talks about having the fire inside of you, having the emotions in such a way that it spurs you on in your life, that it gives you a life full of direction and purpose and meaning and excitement and adventure. Because the King of Wands, for me, whenever I see a King of Wands, it makes me feel about the essence of a human being as being a creator, as above, so below. You know what I mean? So meaning, as in spirit, so are we. Meaning that as everything around us is being created, we are ourselves meant to be creating our own life that goes in alignment with our emotions, you know? And they are saying, yeah, you can have hope. You can take a chance. You can take a risk, because you got a King of Wands. The King of Wands is not going to get burned. You know, I'm from Africa, so I'm South African. So not far from me, there is a lion park like this where you can go ride around and go look at some lions. Don't ever get out your car. You know what I'm saying? And he's standing here and there's a lion behind him, you know, and this can be Leo's energy as well. Lions are scared of fire. So he's carrying fire. He's made of fire. So he's not afraid that the lion's going to come and try to ambush him, because he's like, you know, got that fire there. The lions are coming closer. You know what I mean? So he's not afraid to dream. So with what you need to be doing is really, really, really refocusing your energy at this time on how you want to see your life becoming, on how you want to experience this life. I feel like your 2023 theme should be makeover, rebirth, rethinking, re-evaluating kind of feeling, you know what I mean? To look at what is missing in your life here. And that's what the magician is doing. Once the magician gets the information that he needs, so he goes, this is what I'd like to see my life as being. He begins to take steps towards that. And a lot of this energy does say trust and thrive. Trust and thrive, meaning you've been protecting yourself a lot here, closing yourself off a lot here, okay? And it's time to trust that what you want and the life that you can have will be there. Even though I will be 100% honest with you, with regards to life in general, there's always going to be people who are out there that can hurt you. These are the facts. You're living on planet Earth, not planet Pluto, where unicorns live and fairies, you know what I mean? We are living here. So there will always be negative and positive night and day. This is the way of this place that we are finding ourselves in, okay? But you have gained experience. You have gained knowledge. You understand. There you go. You understand that, yes, there can be dangers out there, but I am quite capable of handling whatever that is. And it will not prevent me from living the life that I want to live, from being happy. And it doesn't mean that every person you meet is going to want to hurt you. There are amazing people out there in this world. Truly they are. And you have to find them. And even if you don't find them, even if it's you creating your life, even if it's you trusting in what the universe wants to give you, it is going to be a life that you feel happy in, a life that you feel like you're living the fullest way that you can express yourself. And that's why you are here. What you need to release is indecision. Okay, because you got animal guardian coming in here, which is trust your inner knowing. And then we got an energy of needing to make a decision and about how you feel in this world, emotion, your water energy. And it's talking about sometimes you know what you need to do, okay? Sometimes you go, I think I should do this. I think I should really, maybe I should relocate. Maybe I should go live in another city and get to know new people and have new experiences. And you can afford to do so. You've been offered a great job where you can change something in your life. And then you become afraid to do it, with the 7 of Cups being here. It's like, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? Should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? And your instinct is telling you, go for it, man. Just go for it. Do this. But because you're a bit afraid, because you've got so used to protecting yourself, you learned and you've now taught yourself to second guess everything, to double think everything, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing to really check all the boxes off and do that thing, but then actually do something, actually go out there and do something and live your life to the fullest. I felt a lot of the ancestor messages this week from the ancestors, almost in the collective, was about living your life to the fullest. I think because they have passed on from this world, they look back at their own lives and go, wow, maybe I could have done so much more. And they're trying to encourage us now, especially in the time that we are living in, because things have changed a lot from back in the days. Wherever this person is, you may not have known them. I feel like they came from a time where they had a lot less options than what we do. It's almost as if this passed on loved one is somebody who they were told what they were going to be. And this was the life that they were going to have. I do feel like this person can be from way back. We are connected to all our ancestors through DNA. There's no unconnecting it. It is what it is. We can check your family lineage back to when, I don't know, back to the olden days, way olden days. And that is where I'm talking about from this energy. To have somebody come from so far back in like this, how I picked up that they not from our time. I mean, when I mean not from our time, I mean like 1902, they were not here. Okay, we're talking 18 or 1700s. This is how far back it is. Because when I was explaining stuff and I had some images and thoughts in my mind about life, and I was picturing somebody relocating. So I was picturing, you're going to relocate, maybe you get on a plane. A lot of what I was thinking in my mind, this passed on loved one had no knowledge of those understandings. Like, kind of like there was a shift in their energy, like I don't know how to call it, like a brain fog feeling. And so it was things that they'd never experienced in their own existence. And I feel like if this person had to be alive now, they may feel scared like this also, to be able to go out there and just do things that we are doing, you know. And I think they would also find it very hard to step out of their comfort zone and get used to the way that things are now. But they want you to live this full life, because they're going, you don't need to know everything. Okay, you need to trust how things will be, because we've got shaman coming here. Trust in higher forces. So I'm going to show you something again. You have got 2 cards in this reading that is about protection. So you've protected yourself, and you got yourself in this castle that's become your jail, you know, which is great. You built the castle, open the windows, you know what I mean, go on a trip, you know what I mean. And then you got another 2 cards that says trust and thrive and trust in higher forces. So you see, you have to trust that whatever decisions you're going to make, whatever changes you would like to see in your world that will bring up a place of happiness for you. It is okay to take a risk. It is okay. I really feel like even this past on loved one, they see something, possibly. And I kind of pick on this feeling of 7 of Cups about what they're seeing. They're seeing multiple options for you. It's almost like the multiverse vibe coming in here. It's like they can see multiple options of where your life can go. And they're going, choose something. Just don't not choose anything. Live your life. Make a choice. Which one do you want to choose? One of the 7 Cups, make a choice. And it's almost like not one of these options or not one of the choices that you can make is going to go wrong. It's all going to lead you to somewhere where you're going to be okay, where you're going to be experiencing life and living your life. So I feel like no matter what you do, no matter what you choose, no matter which direction you go in, you're going to be okay. It's almost like you're going to be okay. Just live life and go on the adventure. Do not live. Make sure you make this life a very adventurous one. Make sure you make this life an interesting one. And the Knight of Wands is an adventure card. It talks about people going out there and experiencing life and doing things and sometimes getting into trouble and having to figure things out. But it's all, hey, a growing experience. It's all a lesson that you learn. You're elevating yourself. You're gaining more understanding. You're growing, you know. The Knight of Wands, what I know, is on a crusade to go find himself, to figure out life. You know, it's like an initiation. And the thing is, this is how life should be. We shouldn't let fear prevent us from taking risks or from taking chances or from experiencing life, because that's what will get you to the King of Wands. By experiencing, becoming the knight, eventually the knight becomes the king. The thing is here, what you do not know, the outcome to things will be revealed to you. And when situations arise in front of you, you will handle it. You will go through it. And you're going to go, oh, wow, so I didn't know. Say you relocate to a new city, you got a new job. You move into an apartment and you're like, yeah, got a nice apartment, it's all cool, new job, okay, everything's fine. All of a sudden you realize your neighborhood ain't so good and the neighbors around you are crazy, you know what I mean? And you're just like, oh no, now what about a lease and everything? What do I do? You're going to figure it out. You're going to solve that problem and you're going to go and find another place to stay. But your life will be changing. It won't be remaining stuck in a castle where there's nothing happening, where you living in that castle, but you're not really living life, you know. And I feel like that's a calling that's calling you, and it could be making you feel very restless and very unsatisfied in your energy. It is the calling that life wants you to go and find yourself. And I feel like don't really be afraid at all. Trust me, I've seen people take crazy risks in life and doing things, stepping out of their comfort zone and saying, I'm going to go do this. And a situation, usually one thing will lead to the other thing. And they'll even come back to me, even in my personal readings, and they'll be like, do you know, you were telling me if I go there, this is what's going to happen. I went there and you told me, yeah, it's going to be this way. And I saw, okay, things unfolded in that way. And I realized, okay, half the stuff you were telling me is right. But at the same time, I did it. And you told me that I should do it anyway. And it led me to making another decision. It made me braver. It made me stronger. And I find myself here. Everything is just the way I want it to be. So every path that you are on, even though sometimes it may not look exactly the way you want it to look, is your path leading you to where you're meant to go. Sometimes when you go on a journey, go on a road trip, you're trying to get to somewhere, you do pass through some of these small towns or whatever, and you're just like rolling up your window. You're like, okay, maybe we should not be here. You know what I mean? You're just like looking at this place going, wow, okay, where am I now? You get these places, you know, you just don't feel welcome. And that's part of the journey to get you to where you need to be. So do not be afraid. Live this life. As you can see, your spirit guide, your ancestor, is asking you to trust in the unknown, asking you to trust what is still coming. Because where you are going to make a decision here, whichever decision this is going to be for you, it is taking you to experience more of life that you want to have. Thank you so much for watching, Aquarius. If this does help you, do hit the thumbs up button. If you wish to, you can subscribe to the channel. And if you have, thank you so much, guys. I see you all so much in the comments below. I got to know you all, and I see you comment below, and I see your name. I'm like, I know you already. It's like, hey, you know what I mean? So thank you so much. I see majority of them. If I don't answer your comment, I was really busy. Apologies. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much. I'm sending blessings to you. Bye.